D?
Yeah, man. Well, turn it up, man.
Let's just go in and, like, kill all the orcs, right? They're the bad guys, who gives a shit? We just hack and slash and we loot their dead bodies, right? Hack and slash, kill them all, conquer the infidels.
Boy, that campaign sounds like a barrel of fun, doesn't it?
Somebody who's opening a refrigerator and leaning in, right, is the language of a woman. Somebody who's opening the refrigerator and being cut off halfway through that lean is the voice of a mermaid or a siren, right?
This is not the face of the hobby anymore. And I think there's been mistakes made in years past where people assumed that D&D players were all, white dudes in a basement. Which has been a faulty assumption for a lot of years and gets more and more false every day. And so it's, in my viewpoint, honestly, guys like me can't leave soon enough.
I just had to be born with empathy and a weakness for socialism and femboys.
You gotta put a little hot sauce on the taco, you know what I mean?
We want this dwarf to be the dwarfiest dwarf.
Right.
We want the elf to be the elfiest elf.
And just the dashiest dash of Tabasco.
The voices need to carry across water.
I'm a creative. It's a huge drain, right? Because fans can be awful.
When we got the descriptions, they were very adamant. They were like, try not to make it like a white blonde guy. Like, please, like, we love him, but there's like 500 million of them.
The diversity that the characters need to have needs to reflect the gaming world now. The mix of people that are playing these games, it's not 13-year-old white boys held up in their basements. It's a very diverse crowd.
You say white lives matter, they don't. White lives don't matter because white lives aren't a thing.
What's this?
What's this? It's the jacket.
The jacket.
Lutherville, Marina Del X, Otisburg. Who's this monster? She's got her own place. Otisburg. It's a little bitty place. Otisburg. Okay, I just wipe it off. That's all. It's a little town.
Okay. We'll do it live.
Okay.
No. We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. Fucking thing sucks.
5, 4, 3.
Great, Sam.
We dumping chump. It's a landslide, sir.
On guard.
Have a look at the headlock here. See that chap over there? Get your hand off my penis!
Double zeros, baby!
Double zeros, baby! Hello. We got one already. It's our boy, Mercurius, also known as my ear trumpet has been struck by lightning. Giving out one membership. Thank you very much, sir. It's good to see you. Good to see all of you. Holy smokeronis. This shit is bananas. It's a landslide, son. James, I may put out a link later. So if you have the wherewithal and want to jump on, I might just do that. Actually, that could be for anybody. Yeah, it is as you can tell, it is thank you, by the way, James. Thank you, Mercurius. It is a post-Christmas stream. That means people are busy. So no Crazy Mouse today. He's got family coming in. Rogan was dealing with a broken water well pump. I think they got it fixed. And Rogan has been working like a madman lately. So your boy is all alone. Oh my God. I think I can manage. I've done it before. I can do it again. Asterion Moloch, $5. Hey, people. Hope everyone had a good Christmas and look forward to the new year. Well said, Asterion, and I echo those thoughts. How you doing there, Rich? Shark-infested waters. Hope you guys all had a great Great Christmas, my man. I'm the one thing. There was a bunch of people I missed as far as wishing Merry Christmas to, and Wonky, you were one of them. So let me give you a belated Merry Christmas, my friend. Hope all is well up there in Alaska. Subgoal, thank you so much. Boy, you guys are carrying the show already. You guys are, as Samwise Gamgee said, you guys are sharing the load. Sub goal for 2025. Very easy. Nice round number, 10,000. 10,000 by the end, and we're going to hit it. We're going to hit it. But thank you for asking. I do appreciate. We got Ultra American here, John Osborne. Scootifer Mike. That was a good question, Mike. Scootifer. What does that mean, Scootifer? It's interesting. Neon Lords, good to see you. Grandpa. Actually, I think I can. It's the Christmas season, and look, everybody knows your boy is not a spring chicken, but I will say, in springtime next year, Double D is going to be a grandpa. That's right. I am going to be, for the first time, a grandfather. Mrs. D going to be a grandmother. The two best looking grandparents you've ever seen. No one of consequence, north of the Rockies. Good to see you, Bob. Good to see all you guys here for coming out. I know it's like I said, it's hard over the break. Overkill Joe, good to see you, brother. Congrats. Thank you very much. Thank you all. Yep. We're very excited. You know, it's one of those things you don't think you're old, and then you are. But hey, it's just a state of mind, right? You can still run circles around most of yous. Ooh, a shield bearer. Okay, there we go. That's more like it. Shield bearer. Wonky. One wish for the fantasy genre this new year. What is it? I think, you have to kind of have to tear down the old. So I really hope that as the year goes along, that the new D&D is seen. I hate to say it, as a bit of a failure, because then I think that's when I think the normies will really start taking a second look at things. Maybe they'll start to revisit, some of the older stuff. And then maybe, just maybe, there'll be a course correction for the leader. I understand we don't need D&D, as it is, but look, it's just good for everything if the flagship brand isn't run by lunatics. So I really am kind of hoping, and not because it's just kind of like a miserable, like, I hope you fail and then I'm going to kick your corpse. It's just, it has to happen. It has to fail, and then we can start to kind of rebuild things. I'm going to go with you guys for a little bit. I do have stuff prepped, but the 888 show, I have not, Shark. I have not. The triple. I will check it out, though, and we'll try to figure out. Pundit, how you doing? Good to see you, my friend. Hope you had a nice Christmas down there. Sauta de borda, as they say. Let's see. Oh, my Lord, look at this. Look what I found. Looky what I found. Coming in, gunning for the MVP of the night, Asterion Moloch, $20. Thank you so much, sir. Happy for you, Grandpa Double D. Yeah, you can call me that. That's okay. Like I said, all the lefty lunatics, they call me Grandpa anyway. So, like I said, even though I could pretty much whoop their asses, happy for you, Grandpa Double D. Just want to give you to give a shout out to this new war game I found called Blackout, BLK out, veteran owned and made in the US. So if you're looking for a near future war game with cool models and lore, check it out. I'm writing that down. BLK out. BLK out. And look, if you guys don't think that I pay attention, one of Mrs. D's Christmas gifts this year was Spirit Island, which Benjathan Snortikins has spammed for the last 2 months. So I finally broke down and said, well, I'm going to get Mrs. D a game. I might as well get the one that Benjathan likes. So we're going to, I think, start playing it tomorrow. Our regular game is off, just like I said, due to holiday stuff. So, and by the way, thank you so much, Asterion. I will definitely check that out. BLK out. Yeah, I'm always on the lookout for more war games. In fact, I just painted up some Fallschirmjägers that came with my most recent issue of War Games Illustrated. There was a nice sprue of probably bolt action. I didn't check, but they were that size. German winter Fallschirmjäger. So I painted those up nice and easy. Yes, he is, amigo. Yes, he is. Christ is king. The reason for the season. The reason for the season. Just trying to catch up here. Hey, Surly's here. Dinner's done. Sit down, enjoy. All right. Wonky already says Blackout looks rad. So, okay. I don't want to say I'm sold, but I'm definitely going to take a look. My problem right now with war games is I got to find time to play. Boy, it is really hard. I am not complaining, by the way, but because I have a great life, but still having a 9-to-5, but also doing this, running a D&D game, and then running the sometimes the Otto and Rorik live play. I have to prepare stuff for that. And then, just kind of keeping up and reading some of the stuff that I buy. I tell you guys, what I've been reading a lot of is the One Ring RPG. I didn't think I would like that game nearly as much as I do. But boy, it looks really nice. I think it would be good for just a just kind of a regular, kind of a fill-in game. Maybe like a short little campaign, going to Middle Earth. I really like it. Gotten your wife to play. We'll wait till after retirement for that, Shark. We're going to have to wait till after retirement. Yeah, bolt action does kick ass. I probably have like 5 main armies for bolt action, and then I probably have a couple of smaller armies. Like I have a Hungarian one. It's like an Italian Social Republic one. Painting, Brian Smaller's painting 28mm Confederate cavalry at the moment. You know what I have is the Warlord Games Epic Battles. I have the American Civil War, that gigantic box set they had that included both. Kind of stalled on that. And then I have their Napoleonic line. It's almost like my will doesn't want me to be done with the French, but I'm literally down to now probably 6 or 7 stands of French, mostly cavalry, and then a couple of artillery. And then I can do some of the officers, and then I'm done. I love that Epic Battles. It looks so cool on the table. But yeah, I have I'm going to show you guys something. All right, 1 second here. I think we want to go here. All right, so I think you guys are seeing this. I was going through the new Player's Handbook. This is on AnyFlip. No, I did not support. I did not support them. But I also did not download it illegally. I would never, ever, ever do something like that. To me, this is always the problem. And I was doing a little research online, just like on mainly like 5e boards and some of the 2024 Scuttlebutt. And I can't believe that people think, like the Rogue, I think people think like, oh, it is it's kind of underpowered or something. This is the new one. This is this is bonkers. So I was just looking at this. Let's take a 7th level rogue. You know, these are like the prime adventuring years, I think, you know, prime levels, I should say. But, you know, those mid levels, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, you know, those are great levels. But I wanted to see what they did, to see if they actually did nerf it, because I'll tell you the experience. And I understand that from 3rd edition on, people love to min-max their character. Okay. Crazy Mouse, he always plays a rogue, so it doesn't matter. Like he would play a rogue if it was 1st edition, basic, you know, or, you know, up through and including this. So he just goes with, you know, the rogue. So it's not like Crazy Mouse, you know, is trying to like game the system. But like when we were doing like 5e, like there were times when like he was dropping like massive damage. Like if he'd roll a critical, like 60 points. So I just wanted to see how they treated the rogue in the new version. And it doesn't look like it's much different. Like, okay, so 7th level, you get evasion, reliable talent, plus everything underneath. Boy, goodies at every level. That tells you right there that all right, hold on one second. You guys can't see it, huh? Why does it? Huh. Boy, it is not. It is saying that. Oh, there we go. I know why. I wasn't sharing it. Double D. I'm still getting used to. This is EV Mux. I don't think you should. I should have to add it to the screen. I will blow that up, by the way. But all right. So yeah, thank you, boys. All right, so there we go. Yeah, so you got 7th level. You've got 4 die 6 for your sneak attack. That doesn't bother me. Okay? But when you look at the sneak attack, the way you qualify for a sneak attack, this is just bonkers to me. All right, so you know how to strike subtly and exploit a foe's distraction. Once per turn, you can deal an extra die 6, and that goes up as you see every level. Once per turn, you deal an extra die 6 or whatever damage to one creature you hit with an attack roll if you have advantage on the roll and the attack uses a finesse or ranged weapon. So let's just say that's die 6, you know, because most finesse or ranged weapons, it's going to be die 6. The extra damages type is the same as the weapons type. However, and this is what always drove me crazy about 5e, and they still have it, you don't need advantage on the attack roll if at least one of your allies is within 5 feet of the target. And the ally doesn't have the incapacitated condition, and you don't have disadvantage on the attack roll. Well, that's probably not going to happen. They're probably not going to be within 5 feet and incapacitated unless they're down. Used to be you had to flank the creature or the opponent. All right, so now you just have to have somebody else in combat, and who doesn't these days with the rogue at least have somebody up there with him to buff him or, you know, bail him out. So it's just crazy that, like I said, at 7th level, you got 4 die 6 plus the weapons damage. That's 5 die 6. If you do a critical hit, that is 10 die 6 damage. I can't believe, you know, when I was reading online that people think that this class is still underpowered. Am I wrong here? I don't. Yeah, the ally should be threatening, attacking the target, which would in theory. And here's what you have, John. Okay, you have, from what I remember, you have like this interception thing that might have been in Tasha's, and protection, which I think might be a new thing. I'm not sure. But these are always, and of course you have the cleric who can do healing magic from a distance. Poof, you know, I'll just buff you from here. For all the shit that 4E got, being a video game. You cannot convince me that 5e is not in many ways, the way it has evolved, like the same way. Yeah, the only times Roshi gets sneak attack is if the target is not aware of their presence. Exactly. Yeah, they bastardized this probably from what your original conception was. And that's, Pundit, that's the way it is in like Castles and Crusades, probably other OSR games too, or OSR adjacent games. Like Crazy Mouse now. Now I know it was a bit of a change for him going from 5e when he was essentially a frontline soldier, and that's what rogues are. They're like frontline soldiers here, and you have to start playing your character differently. I remember this great scene in Conan the Destroyer, where Malik, it's towards the end, when they're fighting the guardians of the temple, where she gets the key. He kind of hides under a stone like step or little alcove, runs out, stabs somebody, and then runs right back. And I'm thinking in my mind, the video I've had, I think it's the best D&D movie out there. But that is exactly what the rogue should be doing. You hide, you take your shot, you get it. If you hit, you do a shitload of damage. And then guess what? You got to reestablish yourself outside. You have to either try to sneak up on somebody else from behind, or, you disappear into the shadows and try to do it all over again. That takes time, which is, of course, a resource in combat. But not in this edition of D&D and not in 5e as it evolved. It's like you're just a frontline fighter, and if you don't use a rogue, if you're a group and you don't use a rogue as a frontline fighter, you're stupid. I understand their AC is low, but holy shit. If you put him next to a fighter with that protection or something, they can nerf some of the damage coming in on him. Insane. I can't believe people were saying like, oh yeah. The rogue is the rogue is one of the lesser combat classes. Like, are you fucking crazy? All right, I'm going to put the link here in case anybody wants to come in. There we go. Ooh, the Badger, $5. Greeting grogs. Out with the nieces at tiebreakers, but checking in after the holidays. Keep fighting the just fight and practicing Badger's maxim. Will do, my friend. Will do. Kobanizer. What's with the villainous facial? You got a problem with that, Kobanizer? Got a kind of reverse Hulk Hogan going there. Let's see. Magnificent Devil. Rogues are based on MMO DPS classes now. Yeah, they're all burst damage melee characters. Yep. Kind of what I hear. There's like a true strike, crossbow, I think, build that everybody loves. All right. Asterion, are you there?
Oh, shit. I didn't actually think I was going to be on.
You're on.
Pretty cool. What's going on, man?
How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good.
Did you have a good Christmas, sir?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Spent it with the family, as you're supposed to.
Good. Are you in the States or are you elsewhere?
Yeah, in the States, East Coast, we'll say that.
Good. As is the Double D family and everybody else here.
Yeah, I said you're around Lake Erie?
Yep, right on the shores of Lake Erie. Good old Erie, PA.
You guys still getting hammered with snow, or is that past?
That is all gone.
Well, that's good, at least.
All gone. It is weird because that was a pretty heavy duty snow for a little bit. And like I said, I did a walking stream where I was kind of showing the carnage, but now there's just a couple of dirty snow piles, and that is all. That is it.
Nice.
Ultra American. How do?
What's going on?
I'm doing good, Double D. Am I coming through okay?
You are. I love the look. Proper for the occasion.
Yep, goes with my Jim Jones persona that I still keep on running with the joke on. So
I love it. Pundit, the reason why later D&D editions seem like video games is because designers are more experienced with playing video games and with designing games. Oh, that is actually a great point. Yeah. Why wouldn't you go with what you know?
Not only that, they're used to playing them on easy mode. You can just tell from the way they design the games.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Yep. Yeah, for sure. All right. Tag 365. Are you there, Tag 365? Maybe not. Check in on him later. Yeah, I mean, at some point though, it's gonna get old. It doesn't make a very good. Doesn't make for a very good tabletop experience, or with friends. When DMs are pulling their hair out, you got rogues. When they do critical hits, doing 50 points of damage. And I always remember, that was in 5th edition. And, she's not mad at Crazy Mouse, but she'd be like, "How come Crazy Mouse is doing 50 points of damage?" She's like, "I'm like a warrior." I mean, maybe she was like a cleric or a ranger or something at the time. But she's like, "I'm doing 1 die 10."
Yeah, but even then, can't you spec the cleric to be that kind of frontline warrior cleric? That should be doing some pretty serious damage,
They always were, weren't they? Cleric was always kind of a second tier fighter. They were a second tier fighter that could heal. And now it seems like from what I saw, they kind of stand and they just do their healing pulses or whatever the hell. Hungar the Starvarian, $2. Merry Christmas, everyone. Hope you had a good one too, brother. Good to see you here. Thank you very much.
Yeah, no, that seems like how it is in 5th edition. The closest I have to old editions of D&D is playing Hyperborea, and in that, the cleric is still frontline fighter. They spec into maces and kill shit.
Yeah, that's what I always remember. Last time I actually truly played in D&D, I had a cleric, Eric the cleric, and I remember it was fun. Going up in the front line. I think that was actually 2nd edition. We're talking now, but still, I mean, it was fun. I always felt like a kind of I don't want to say like a jack of all trades, but it's something you could do some damage in combat. But you had those really valuable, spells, obviously. Clerics are the only party aside from warriors that get better armor trading. Yeah. Yep. There you go. That's in Lion and Dragon. That's Pundit's kind of more historic game, which I always think is a good stand-in for Pendragon. In case you don't like the kind of wonky combat system in that game.
I've never played Pendragon, but I've always heard good things about it. I haven't heard the new edition is pretty good.
I heard the new edition they kind of went there with I guess like Lady Knights now. From what I heard back,
a little bit, yeah.
I don't know how much DEI got shoved into it. I just know everyone talked about Lady Knights, and that was it. Which me personally, I wouldn't have much of an issue. But if it's like, oh, you have to have a woman in there kind of vibe, that will definitely be like I wouldn't touch that with a 10-foot pole.
It's different. It's different because you have in D&D it's fantasy, so there's no problem in my mind. With like, all right, so women, fighters, whatever, whatever you want to do, that's cool with me. But when you're kind of dealing in
like historical context,
yeah, kind of I know it's not truly historical, but still, I don't know. There's no ladies like lady knights in the Arthurian mythos. I mean, so
no, to my knowledge, that's not a thing in any of that. That's not a mythos I'm particularly knowledgeable in. I'm also a bit biased towards the concept of female knights. There's some feelings there, so I can't be unbiased about that. So I'll be silent on that one.
Yeah, yeah. Edgelord likes the Pendragon new edition. I think I got the one before. Well, I have a lot of stuff where I think the 4th edition, just the softback one.
Yeah, I've got 5th edition. I'm trying to order the 6th, the new edition. They won't send it to the United States for some reason.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They won't send the core book to US. It's not available.
they've been popping all up in my local game stores because I went in one recently because I haven't been in one in a while. I was fighting some. I got like a bunch of D6s for a game I plan to run next year, and they had the original players. They had all the different versions of the new player's handbook, and I think just the main cover, for the Dungeon Master's Guide. They don't have the special edition one out there yet, but they got them in my stores.
Nice.
So there are physical copies. I get it might be just an availability thing then.
Yeah,
it
might
could be. Yeah.
Probably, yeah. They wouldn't purposely cut off the.
Yeah,
the
that would seem bizarre.
I had to come on because you were talking about one of my games. Well, not that I play it, but I play like in the vein of Chaosium.
Yeah, I'm thinking about running
Gotcha.
a Pendragon campaign in a couple of months.
Yeah, Pendragon. It seems like they want to make it more historically accurate, but give you the chance of actually playing a female. So, like, you can do this, but if so, you're going to see discrimination. And also, if you really want to do it, maybe pretend to be a male.
Oh, kind of like in the context of I should not be blanking on her name. The French lady that was like a popular knight, Joan of Arc. That's what I'm thinking of.
She was a figurehead, though. She wasn't
a figurehead, though. It's trying to say, oh yeah, you might want to be more like Mulan. You pretend to be a guy to make it through.
Well, that was the older editions. In the new one, they're straight up. You can be a female knight. In fact, the starter kit, which I got,
yeah, there is that one.
They have the actual female characters.
There's like a female NPC. I remember that. Yeah.
See, what I don't get is you don't even have to twist that much to make the concept work. I mean, in that whole region of the world, you got a couple different mythologies there that I know factor into Pendragon. You got like the Irish right there, or like the Scottish right there. A little bit more common in their mythology. You can just, I don't know, just take a character, set it from there. You do your like fucking Skahawk LARP, and you're just kind of done. I don't really know why they need to change the actual like Arthurian mythos of it.
I think it's just current day crap where they didn't want the headache of.
This is the one I bought before. So this almost got no play whatsoever. But this is the one I used to when I did run this for a little while. We had a nice little mini campaign. This is the one I had. There's nothing wrong with this version of the game. This is perfect.
Yeah. Fourth edition allowed for non-knight characters, and it was easier to integrate female characters into that. But they got rid of that for some reason.
I don't know. They did get rid of it, did they? Because I remember there being like for female characters are things female characters who do. They're more for like running households and some other things, but they don't really.
They had like spellcaster characters, which they took out.
Okay.
Pundit.
If you're gonna run it though, you gotta get this.
Yeah.
The great Pendragon campaign.
I got that. I got
That's one thing
that is a big fat bastard of a book.
That's all you need. You don't need anything else other than the rule book and this. If you're an experienced DM, you're good.
It's interesting. It's very fiddly in a lot of ways, but it's also very in keeping with the like Morte d'Arthur and stuff. The virtues and everything, which normally I would do in a game, but it kind of works for that. So I'm interested.
I mean, you kind of have to have it in an Arthurian legend type of thing, though. I say, makes sense.
I'll show you guys. Mrs. D got me a couple of just like minor kind of like stocking gifts. I love this. This is just a little kit of standees, dry erase standees. I love stuff like this. Take this to a convention. Damn. Dry erase playing cards. Not only can you use them as cards. By the way, we had a birthday.
You could make two.
Happy birthday, autistically accurate. Yeah, I mean, just dry erase, but honestly, you can actually combine them with this shit here. If you have like a big creature or something. Perfect little convention accessory here. You don't have to bring any miniatures.
Monsters and characters.
Yeah. Yep. Or even if you just want to bring like 5 or 6 miniatures to a convention for the players, and then everything else you just do on here. I love that.
And you cut his head off.
5 people playing as what was it, Gordy the Fighter? Is that what you were calling him?
Then Griff sent me this. This is Rob Kuntz. This is kind of a black. I haven't had a chance to go through this yet, but I think you might be able to get this on Griff's site, Fellowship of the Thing. by Rob Kuntz. Into the Wild Blood looks really cool. Nice little old school.
That's
Old
a
s-
lot what I would have pictured Snuffleupagus looking like if you had a head.
Yeah, there's some cool art on the inside. Yeah, the creature, it's a little funky, but I kind of like it. It is kind of a callback to earlier days where you didn't need like art that you can't fucking see like you see on Wizards of the Coast now. It's just it's bold, it's out there. Yeah, it's a little crude, but I love it. I really do. So
And we
I'm
got
gonna-
the chainmail bikini.
Hell yeah.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
Crude older art's just got more character to it. All the new stuff is too clean, soulless.
Yeah. Plus, everybody's baking cookies and just like playing cards at the table. Like, what the hell is with this? We're here to cut things off, people.
Oh yeah, you know, this is high adventure. You know, you got your high adventure fucking baking going on.
All right, let's try to take your shots and then pipe down, or we're gonna have a. I think somebody's echoing too.
Yeah, somebody's got the thing in the background.
All right, I'm going to. We'll see who the culprit is. Hello. It was you, Asterion.
We'll see who the culprit is.
Oh no, it wasn't.
It's like I want to say it's Pundit because I think he's had this issue before, but I could be wrong.
Shouldn't be me. I mean, I muted the.
I've got a problem. All right, this isn't working.
One second. How you doing, Pundit? Can you hear me, Pundit?
Oh.
As usual.
I think you guys can still hear me. Yeah, my
I
camera
still hear
shut
you.
out.
I can hear you.
Somebody
It's
give
fine.
my yes. Somebody somebody gave the my computer AIDS by coming in.
Uh-oh.
Which one of you bastards did that?
Can't be me. I mean, Flamingo can vouch for me, right?
It is the evil of Chrome.
Oh.
We'll go with a backup camera here.
Yeah, I actually bought a brand new camera as a Christmas gift to myself, and that's what I got right now because one of my laptop will not let me use it if it's got something else that can use the camera open. So I bought an external camera.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
I gotta get myself a new one. My last one broke.
You mind if I just share really
There
quick
we go.
some cool gifts I got from my family?
Go ahead. I'm probably going to start to get rid of some of you guys, but go for it.
So this, I actually didn't think they were going to get all three of these books. There's an author named Andrew Kolb, and he made these books based on like fairy tale settings. So his first one he did was Oz, which is a hex crawl through the city. And then he also the second one he did was Neverland, which it kind of takes place a little bit after the main events. Like Wendy's a witch, the smart one with glasses is like Wendy's a witch, the smart one with glasses is a lich, and then the older one is like this famous blacksmith now, and then this newest one is Wonderland, and this was more of a dungeon crawl through all the different levels of Wonderland. They're all 5e compatible, but to me that means I can take an OSR game and run them just as smoothly, no problem. And so, but they're all like $20 or less on Amazon right now. So I was very excited that I was able to get all three of these for Christmas for my folks.
Nice.
Sweet. Damn, I tried. You can try again, Pundit. Maybe if you feel the shot, go ahead and take it. It's fine. Yeah, who is that? Oh, all right. Hastermind. All right.
We saw each other at Gen Con.
Oh, okay. Were you the one that came up to me before the vendor hall opened?
I was able to be in before the vendor hall opened. Yes.
Gotcha.
We've been emailing.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You have to understand. Sometimes I get like flooded with like stuff, but yeah, good to see you, my friend. Good to see you.
Nutkinland days. That jogs your memory.
Oh, okay.
My initials are NN.
Yeah, no, I know exactly. Now I know exactly who you are. You're not some rando. Oh, okay, Hastermind. No, I've spent a lot of time. Hastermind is a really cool dude. I have played in many of his Call of Cthulhu games, and yeah. How is Mrs. Hastermind?
She is good. We just came back from West Virginia today, visiting family.
Oh yeah, and maybe is there an old compatriot there too?
There was a squirrel that we had dinner with on Sunday night. Yeah, and he says hi.
Oh,
but
cool.
I just wanted to pop in, say Merry Christmas to everyone. Usually I'm running a game on Wednesdays, so I can't join. So I saw this and was like, oh, I'll pop in and say hi.
I'm glad you did. Anytime, my friend. Anytime. Yeah, I should have known with the Hastermind, but now I'll know to look for that.
Yes.
Yeah, cool. No, it was very, very good to see you. I'm glad we were able to reconnect this year, and I'm glad you're enjoying the channel, my friend.
Oh, I love it. I love it. More Garibay. More Garibay. That's all I gotta say.
Well, stick around. We're gonna do the second best. We're gonna do a Condor video right now. So.
I did get into Garibay last week.
Did you?
Yes, I commented. He said something in his one of his little shows where I guess he's talking about how great 5e is or something like that, and he goes, If you want to whip it out and come on the king, I think he meant to say come at the king. So I said in the comments, I can't believe this channel has gone into such degeneracy. I can't believe that you would.
It's like phrasing.
Phrasing, yes, but anyway.
Come on the king, yeah, right on the
king.
Right on his glorious fat titties.
Well, Double D, I will jump off so you don't have a crowded stage. But I just wanted to say hi.
Thank you so much. Hey, keep in touch, brother. Yeah,
I will.
Yeah, love you.
I will. Thank you,
man. Yep. Take care. Yeah, good dude.
Okay,
it's a good dude there.
Before about the neutering of the cleric in combat, because that was their whole thing. They were like the next step down from the fighter.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not sure what they're thinking, but they also put these other these subclasses that you can do now on top. It is just bonkers. I was thinking in my mind, I am so glad I am not DMing this anymore. I can see as a player why you'd want to do this. I mean, there are goodies at every level. I get this. It's like a endorphin rush with 5e as it kind of turned into in 2024. But as a DM, holy shit, man. I've said time and again.
Italy now. There's too many little under this circumstances, so this, and this. There's too much of that crap now.
Yes, for sure.
Too much to micromanage, too much shit to keep track of.
Yep.
It's like you're playing freaking squad leader all of a sudden.
Yeah, ASL, yeah. Which for as much wargaming as I did, I never did squad leader. I was always more into the strategic ones. So I would play Rise and Fall of the Third Reich or games like that, or the Russian campaign. But I never did squad leader. Yeah. Pundit. It's more of the video gaming of D&D. The classes now mimic the roles on MMR. But yeah. And like I said, the stuff that they threw at 4E with some good cause, I would say, is still just as applicable now. I mean, it's just kind of devolved into that. So I'm sure we could go all day. I'm gonna pull up a Condor video. All right. Do you guys want to do that? Whoever doesn't want to do this, just take themselves out, but we're just going to go through a Condor video. If you want to, just stay here.
Which one is he again? There's so many reoccurring characters at this point.
Condor is the...
He accuses people of being 9-year-old little boys, as a mutual friend of mine in Double D's likes to say.
This one, the Smash Mouth reject.
Okay, let me give you a little background on me.
It's like, how about no?
All right. Tell you what, we'll first day with the new legs here. There we go. All right. So this is Condor. He don't give second chances, guys.
When I was young, and I first encountered some young guy mouthing off at me, calling me names and what have you, it was a heated moment. 2 weeks later, that same kid came to me to apologize. But I refused to accept the apology, and I cut him off. And when I did that verbally right in front of him, the look on his face was a stunned look. He expected me to be okay with things and want to hang out with him. He expected everything to be okay, and he was absolutely shocked that I was ready to walk away. He realized it. He realized I wasn't joking. And the stunned look on his face, it triggered something in me, like excitement and happiness.
So, all right, hold on one second here. I got some business to take care of because my boy, Snake Oil Sean, just sticky R to the gods. Just gifted 5 memberships. Thank you so much, Snake Oil Sean. Good to see you here, brother. Hope you had a great Christmas. You and everybody else in the chat. But what does that say about somebody, panel, when he cuts off people and then gets a visceral thrill out of the look on their face when he does not accept their apology?
That's not a good person. I mean,
would it be someone maybe who's a little sociopathic, maybe a little psychopathic?
Say something like that.
Someone who just leans a little to the left, maybe.
Yeah.
Let's continue.
Here was a little fucking prick who mouthed off, and instead of, not getting punished and being rewarded at the end by being able to come back into the circle, instead, he was going to face this punishment for life. And that same kid, 30 years later, will tell you that I have never, ever forgiven him. And to this day,
like this kid would ever remember Condor. It just amazes me that he spins these fantasies in his head. Like, oh yeah, this guy, 30 years later, he still remembers the day I said no. Apology not accepted. Unbelievable.
I think we give this guy more views than he's ever had in the entire time he's been on YouTube, between just how many different people talk about this guy now. It's crazy.
Yeah, this video had like 22 views on it, but it's so funny. It's
like he strikes me as the kind of person who got picked on like once or twice in high school and spent the rest of his fucking life thinking about, this is what I would have said. I would have been so cool and everyone would have clapped and fucking cheered for me if I'd said it.
Yeah, he's in the shower just spinning these fantasies like.
Oh yeah, the shampoo bottles are blown away by this guy's comebacks.
He is still not accepted into my life. I won't lie to you. After that moment, I became addicted to punishing people when they cross me.
That's the cringiest thing ever.
Became addicted. Fucking card. Oh my god.
Cross me, you think things are good. Like a week later, 2 weeks later, maybe a month later, only to find out, no, I have calmed down. Everything is cool, but you are cut off for life. And when I get to that moment and I get to see the look on that person's face as they find out it's over, that one little moment will cut them off for life.
Boy, it's hard to see why this guy doesn't have any friends. I think he admitted in one of his videos, like, I don't have a big social circle. I don't have a lot of friends. Jesus, you might want to try a little bit of forgiveness, Condor. I want to know the threshold. Like, what is it that you have to do to him to like have this unbreakable inviolable like act. I don't know. Like, is it like I forgot to return your player's handbook? Is that crossing Condor? I mean, is it just having like a joke at his expense? I would imagine that's probably completely off limits.
I just figured out what Condor is starting to remind me of, and this is going to be very controversial. He reminds me of George W. Bush because he says everything and nothing at the exact same time.
Yes.
It's like a cross between W and a Mean Girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh my.
Which Mean Girl?
They're all the same. Pick one.
They're all the same.
True.
That's what I'm wondering, Pundit. Like, is it like actually something that you do? Like, oh man, you really went over the line with him, or is it just like, yeah, I forgot to like say hello to him this morning. Good grief.
I'm giddy. Like, I'm in joy. I'm in my happy zone. It's like really serving justice to someone who is being unjust to me. And it is the most satisfying payback that I know of. Oh, you think you can talk to me that way? You think you can just have your fucking moment and walk on me? No.
He's having like a breakdown, like live in front of the camera. He's like talking to an imaginary like villain.
It's like, we know when he says he's in his happy zone, he wanted to say he's in his gay zone. I'm pretty sure that's what he actually wanted to say.
This just slayed me. The amount of venom in this package is kind of frightening because when you see how much anger is underneath the surface here, that this is a dude like I probably wouldn't go near. I don't know. You don't know what a guy like this can do.
He's got the one bad day away from like a shooting incident.
Yeah,
thing going on.
If he didn't live in Canada, yeah, I'd start to make casual inquiries like, where does this guy live, so I can warn the neighbors just a little bit.
You won't get away with that. And 1 week of punishment? No. For life, I am cutting you off. I am older now, and I got to tell you, to be completely honest with you, I am still absolutely addicted to that moment. It brings me absolute joy.
So some people could go to the hospital and like volunteer for like little kids with cancer. This guy is addicted to the moment when somebody crosses him and he looks him in the eye and says, "Nope,
I won't forgive you.
You will never be forgiven."
Somebody needs to take his little monologue here and put it over the intro to the game Hatred. I don't know if you've ever seen that one.
No, really?
No.
Yeah, like so like it's the shooter gearing up and just replace his normal monologue with this, and it would fit pretty well.
I can believe that. Yeah, that I can believe.
To cut somebody off who is being like that and just cut them off for life and see that look on their face when they realize they fucked up,
for sure.
And there really is no second chance. You know, if there is any darkness in my heart, that's where it is, right? And it's not a side of me that I frown upon. It's one that makes me happy. And I'm just being open and honest with you so you can understand when I say I don't do second chances. This is why. I'm absolutely addicted to that moment. And if you fuck with me, man, it's joyful. I'm looking forward to telling you never again. And
Does
I have
this guy
become
really
numb
have the
about who I
friend
can.
pool that this works with?
Yeah.
I mean,
there was a poor woman who was married to this guy, and he brags. Of course, he brags like, "I'm the one that broke it off." We all remember, he accused me of saying his brother slept with his wife. Well, he said that.
That poor woman.
Yeah, but if there was ever a way to get a hold of her.
I just had another very terrible thought. Condor is the TTRPG hobby's Chris Chan. That's who this also is. This is our version of Chris Chan in the TTRPG hobby of all things.
Yeah.
Real quick, somebody send him the medallion, see what happens.
The Condor medallion, yeah. Yeah, he certainly is. There's something wrong with him. I mean, Chris Chan, he's a little bit more out there, but there's just something a little dark about this guy.
Cut off. Like, you might find yourself attached to people, really deeply attached to people. And there's been a few people in my life that I felt that way, and it was crushing when I had to separate from them, like my mother when she passed away a few years ago.
I thought he was going to say, like my mother, crossed me once, only once.
Shouldn't hang me from a hook, Johnny. My mother hung me from a hook once.
Little Johnny dangerously there. Love it.
She sent me to bed without supper, and I've hated her ever since.
No, I wasn't ready for it. I was attached. But when it comes to just about everyone else in my life, I don't feel that way. Because I have cut people off like this since I was a child, I'm always prepared to do it. And I think that's why I don't get this deep connection with somebody to the point where I feel like I need them in my life, to the point where I'll put up with abuse.
Abuse. This is what I always hate about it. He acts like the people that he supposedly hates, because he's supposedly MAGA. He's supposedly based and all that. But he constantly plays the victim. Constantly.
And also, can I point out, because I just realized this, he's trying to be intimidating. He has 1,000 miles playing in the background of the video. I just now realized that song is playing in the background. I'm just like, this makes it seem pathetic.
It is, it is the most insane mismatch.
Yeah, this is a song that you're
working on his list. Okay, he's got all the names on there. It's playing in the background.
A literal heart of darkness, and then he's got this boppy.
It's like I'm just picturing the Terry Crews, and I need you.
You notice how there are no examples given of the things people actually said or did. So it's like, clearly it's like stuff so petty that if you were to actually say it, you would just look like a raging imbecile.
Death Angel Shadows, 14 months of membership. Never heard of course. You've never heard of them until a few minutes ago. Good Lord.
Wow.
This is your.
Looks like someone else gave a bunch of memberships to Double D. I don't know if you saw that or not.
I did.
My ears trumpets.
That is Mercurius. My ear trumpet has been struck by lightning. Lifted 5 memberships. Amigo. Thank you so much for that one. The earlier one. Thanks all of you guys. Super chatting and all that. Supporting the channel. I really do humbly appreciate it. Thank you so much, my friend. Thanks for being here for a long, long time. He was the first one of you mooks to be in the inner circle. He's been in there a while now. He's just kind of growing old there. I don't know. We'll have to do something with
Simply won't. You cross the path with me. That's it.
I did not have the music.
I don't put up with shit. You shit talk me. You paint a poor picture of me. You lie to me or lie about me. That's it. You are cut off for life. And I'll be fucking thrilled. You have no idea. I'll take absolute joy in the moment when you find out it's forever. When you finally figure out that there really is no second chance. I mean, that makes me giddy and happy. And maybe that is an evil side of my character, who I am. I'm being open and honest with you about it. And I get that might turn some people off, but now you know. Now you know who I am, at least on that, and where all that comes from. I really don't do second chances, and I love it when people figure that part out. Anyway, for now, take care.
What was this, like a public service announcement? Don't cross me, just so you know.
I don't know what he was doing. Hold on, I got to get that ugly mug off of there.
I tuned him out those last few minutes. I just started jamming to the music in the background. That's what I started doing.
Like, how is this a real person?
God. Oh my Lord. All right, I have another. Just try to get this. This is my backup camera. EV Mux. I may have some words with EV Mux. It's actually not bad software. It's kind of like a StreamYard competitor, but there is some goofiness to it. All right, so we have another one.
Yeah, like.
All right, this is our friend Mark Hamill.
Oh, fun!
Oh no,
he's finally back.
Is he melting?
It looked
good. Yeah,
he might have had a stroke. I feel like he had a stroke.
Yes, he obviously had a stroke apparently midstream, whatever he was doing.
No, before that, because whenever you have a stroke, sometimes it messes with you, and I think that's what happened.
Depends on what kind of stroke he's talking about having during stream.
Well, obviously, he had to have had a stroke when he decided to do the crappy sequel Star Wars movie. He had to have had one then, too, to agree to that.
True.
All right, let's. I think he's going to talk about what Trump getting reelected meant to him. So,
to your question, I never became active until wanting to make sure that. First of all, I was devastated. I want to get rid of the Electoral College because Hillary beat him by 3 million votes, just a shy under 3 million, and Gore beat W by 500,000, and it was making me crazy because I started reading about the Electoral College. And, oh my God, this is remnants of slave days when they were trying to, proportion the amount of votes with, how many slaves you owned, and it's awful.
No, no, freaking idiot! Oh my
moron.
God!
First of all, slavery ended because Abraham Lincoln won the popular, or didn't win the popular vote, but won the Electoral College, I think, with 40% of the vote, maybe, when he got elected.
I literally made, because I entered the Red Room's game jam they did, I literally made an entire module based around what happened during the Civil War. So yes, I looked up a lot of this stuff when I was making that to make sure I was somewhat historically accurate. So you are correct on that.
Yeah. And it's like, they hate it because, it's only a couple of swing states. It's like I think all but 5 states have been swing states at one time or another. Right now, we're in it's like a new batch of swing states. Florida, 20 years ago, 25 years ago, Florida was a swing state. Virginia was a swing state. I mean, just because they're not swing states now doesn't mean, they weren't before, could be again.
He has a point, though. If the entire country looked like Los Angeles, it would be a very different place.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, well,
if we horrible dystopian place.
Edgelord wants to bring back Condor for $2. This is a very, very short Edgelord, very short. So you'll have to suffer through it.
Well, I think it's also been said if we got rid of the Electoral College, last thought, that it would be basically California deciding how all the elections go going forward without the Electoral College in play.
Well, that's what they want.
Like California and New York, mainly LA and New York.
Yeah, and you know what? I got news for these guys. There's a lot of people in California and New York that don't bother to vote. They're Republicans or they're on the right. They just don't bother to vote. This year, some of them did vote, and look what happened. All of a sudden, wow, we win the popular vote.
Both those states, if you get out of the cities, are red as hell.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, but it's like, if you're just a farmer in the middle of New York, or grape farmer in California, and it's like, why? The state's going to go 65-35, if you just do nothing. And if you do something, all right, so it's going to be 55-45. You're still not going to win. He's still getting blown out. But if all of a sudden the popular vote is important, well, guess what? Now 55-45 means something. So it's kind of like they always threaten to do like what Nebraska and Maine do, like to partition the electoral votes within a state to sort of make it a quasi-popular vote. And somebody did like a study. If they had done that for the whole country in 2012, guess who's our president in 2012? Mitt Romney. Because, like I said, a lot of folks who don't bother voting and could.
But anyway, so that and Citizens United, I'd like to get rid of. But in any,
oh my God, and Citizens United too. Yeah. Citizens United, for those of you that don't know, I think was the court case where they said you can spend, basically there's no limit on the amount of money you can spend during an electoral season.
Oh, that's a Democrat's wet dream right there for you.
Yeah, I was going to say, who spent $1.5 billion this year?
Kamala Harris.
Who spent almost 3 times more than their opponents?
Oh, and wound up in debt. Let's not forget that as well.
And still wound up in debt. Citizens United. We got to get rid of Citizens United.
I just can't take.
If you didn't have Citizens United, I mean, she might have gotten blown out like 400, by 400 to whatever, 135 electoral votes. Thank your lucky stars.
Case, I started, as you said, you get most scorching hate tweets from the MAGA crowd.
Look at how checked out they are.
Yeah. I don't even know who these guys are. I rip this off of Twitter.
They aren't there. They're gone. They're somewhere else right now. You can see them.
One of them's Gavin Newsom.
I was going to say that's Gavin Newsom up there. Yeah.
Which one's Gavin?
He's the
upper
top
right.
one. Upper right.
One who looks like he's made of plastic.
Guy who looks like a prototypical date rapist.
Yeah, don't go leaving your drink unattended around.
Yeah. That is a guy who will give you herpes or, he will do something very, very bad to you.
Well, he certainly gave California herpes.
Never his mind on where he was, what he was doing. That's right. Little Yoda.
I was still on Twitter. I had to stop reading the responses. I wouldn't block anyone because then they could display Mark Hamill blocked you as a badge of honor. Right. But I muted like a mofo. I would mute, I looked up one day and I said, oh my God, I've been muting people for 40 minutes. So once I realized how it was eating into my own time, I said, the only thing to do is don't read the response. Yes. You just can't. You can't. And someone said to me, my daughter would say, Daddy, you shouldn't tweet politically so much because, people get so angry. And so I wrote a tweet that I said, the people complaining about my Trump tweets have to understand.
Isn't it sad that his kid's smarter than him?
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Like Dad. Well, he's not even making any money off of it. It's like he's literally just wasting his time. It's
it's unhealthy to have this kind of investment in random Twitter bullshit. It's not normal. It's not good for you mentally.
I mean, like it or not, he is a celebrity, and it's just like with him and like George Takei and all these guys. It's like it should be so beneath you, but you've just pulled yourself down into the mud. You're not even making any money off of this, but you're still getting all wound up. You've got randos on Twitter who are just winding you up 24/7, and here you are admitting that they're doing that to you. This is so sad. So sad.
And the other thing,
I love my country, and I feel it's my patriotic duty to oppose this sociopathic, I forget the other word, whatever it was, with every fiber of my being. And that's the way I've been. I do feel it's an obligation. And who cares about your career? People say, "Oh, well, it's her."
He did
now. It's easy to say when you're fucking.
You have a career?
Your career is not important. Like, you're fucking rich. Of course you can say that. I can't say that.
Career.
Star Wars Corvette Summer.
Yeah. There you go. Yep.
That took all my willpower not to start ranting and raving because I'm like, no, you don't. You don't love your country. The majority of America wholeheartedly disagrees with what Mark Hamill has been saying, and he wants to say here that, oh, I love my country. No, you fucking don't.
Let's just say this. You don't love your country if you call half of them evil Nazis all the time.
Yes.
I just can't take anybody seriously who loses one time and then they're screaming about how we need to tear everything down and every system needs to be like destroyed and overhauled. It's like, you lost once. Get over yourself.
Want to get a let's see if I can find it here. But Webhead Mike, tell you what, I'll give you a twofer, Webhead Mike, because for some reason they're not showing up on EV Mux. EV Mux, get your game together. He wishes congratulations on me for being a grandpa, soon to be in the spring. Thank you so much, sir. And Mark Hamill also just can't grasp being on the wrong side of history. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, none of these guys can. It's the old meme. Are we the baddies? Yes, you are. Yes, you are, Mark.
Hurting your career because you have to appeal to the whole country, not just half the country or 45% or whatever the MAGA crowd is. But I said, in the grander scheme of things, who cares if I lose a part in a movie because I hate the orange atrocity? I do, and I want people.
He's going to lose his job.
Yeah.
Towing the action line, I'm going to lose. positions there.
Such bullshit.
Yeah, having the exact same opinion as everyone else in my industry is really going to hurt my career.
Yeah. Yeah. Being the same as literally 90% of my industry.
And you've got to ask, is it delusion? Like, do you really believe that? Or is it, like, what else could it be, you know? Are you that out of touch?
It could be.
It's just this
it
weird
could be earnest. Yeah, it could
perception bias. Like, you remember that chick who interviewed Jordan Peterson, that English chick, and there's like, all these hate posts, and then a third party analyzes, like, no, all the threats were directed against Jordan Peterson. People were just being snarky with her. But that's the thing. People can say the most horrendous things if it agrees with your position. Oh, well, it's just righteous indignation. No big deal. Someone says something mildly irritating from the opposite position, it's an atrocity.
Yeah,
that's
it's
how
an
people
existential
see these
threat.
things.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I am willing to bet my entire 401k that Mark Hamill has either a picture of him with Trump before all this happened, or of him actually staying at Trump Towers. Because we all know the celebrities love Trump, and they've always stayed at his hotels before he started running for president. And it's because he started running for president, everyone's like, oh, we have to hate him now because that's what the media tells us to do.
He was encouraged to run for president when he was a Democrat. Frequently, you should run for president. You should run for president. Oprah told him that. The View told him that.
But you hit the nail on the head when he was a Democrat. And then he decided, oh, no, the Democrats full of it. And decided to run under the Republican Party.
I do like Eden's take here for $5. His melted brain is now manifesting in his body's appearance, just like the Force. It does, like the Emperor. Like, we got
physiognomy is matching the behavior.
I'm so weak. Thank you, Edens. Very much.
People know that. So,
is that it?
That
must be it.
Yep, that must be it.
I can't even imagine what it's like to just exist like this. It's got to be fucking exhausting.
Oh yeah. I mean, look, I was not happy when Uncle Joe won in 2020, but like, I was just like, all right, whatever. I'll tweak their noses every so often, but good Lord, it's just like, go to work the next day. And I got people at my, where I work. There's a dude, and he's an okay dude, like we have similar interests, in a lot of things, but he's one of these guys who's just bought in hook, line, and sinker. And I can tell already, it's like, all right, here comes, another couple years of him acting like a woman, which is exactly what these guys do. They act completely like women, get all pissy, passive aggressive, just because their guy lost. It's like, sorry, just sit back and enjoy the better prices, the safer world, all that stuff.
What gets me the most is how some people take all this insane like propaganda and they internalize to such an extent where they're just fucking terrified all the time. Like they think the Gestapo is going to kick the door in and drag them away. I can't even imagine that shit.
It's narcissism. Them thinking they're,
you're that important, buddy. The Trump Gestapo is going to kick the door in and shoot you into a ditch. Like, come on, come back to reality.
Exactly.
They're not going to start with the D-list celebrities. You got a couple weeks warning at least.
I mean, you already had some celebrities that actually have already left because you had Ellen and her wife left. Did Rosie actually leave finally? Did she finally fulfill that? I think.
Yeah, I think some of those people had other motives for not being in the country.
I think Ellen might have had a couple of other reasons why she left the country.
Yeah.
A little bit of quote unquote diddling going on, as they call it now.
Mm-hmm.
I just heard she was just such a raging asshole to be around. Nobody could stand her.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'll give Adam Carolla credit. Like he's been on her like forever. He's like these people like her and like Bill Cosby, the ones who always come out like dancing and they're all about the good vibes and like they start their shows like being all happy go lucky.
See, a good way to
ask
describe it,
writer's room if she's like that at their meetings. See, I guarantee you're getting a different Ellen.
See, that's a phenomenon I've seen in like a couple different things. You have like celebrities who act that way, but it's also like it's a fandom thing. If you have anything that holds itself up as being, wholesome and colorful and all that other bullshit, the people who are into it will be the most fucking nightmarish, like dysgenic psychos you have ever seen in your life. I'm talking like you drew a cartoon character a shade too pale and they're sending pipe bombs to your house type shit.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh God, yeah, the whole blackwashing, whitewashing crap I see all the time on X is ridiculous. Either way,
latest one I saw was with that fucking mouthwashing game, which I'm sure it's a great game. Like I've never played it, I don't care about it, but the people who are into it are something.
What do you guys think about the woman who was burned to death on the subway?
That was insane.
Insanity.
I've never seen somebody just stand up burning alive. That was fucking something, man.
I mean, it reminded me of like The Thing. When they scorched, like the thing, and it's just just oh my God.
like, I don't know
Nightmare.
why I thought about that one Palestine protester when he set himself on fire.
Oh, yeah,
I thought it was
dipshit.
something similar to that at first before the details came out. Like, oh no, someone set the Lair on fire, and what was it, New York that it took place in?
Yeah.
And immediately I just went, oh, not surprising.
No, sadly.
Like any.
Yep. No, nobody's talking about. They're still pissed off about the guy who saved somebody's life on the subway. They're still freaking out about him.
Yeah.
Like the most surreal thing is that everybody's just sitting there watching, and people walk right by, don't even look at it. It's the future feels like. You remember the commercials or the news reports in RoboCop that were there to show you how fucking insane the future was?
Yes.
I feel like I'm living in one of those.
Yeah. Yeah. That cop who just sauntered by, there's that freeze frame of him, just kind of walking by.
Yeah, like imagine the news anchors from RoboCop right before it cuts to that moment.
Yeah, unbelievable.
No, I remember, like Tyler brought up, there were actually some articles I remember coming across was like, why didn't anyone do anything? And I'm just like, they have the gall to ask this question after what they just tried to do to someone who dared to intervene on something.
Yes.
And the thing is, I lived there a long time ago. New York did not used to be like that. If you got around people, you were generally safe. I mean, the odd lunatic pushing somebody in front of a train aside. If you got into a public place, you were generally safe there because people would stand up and stop people from doing shit like that. It is a completely different place now. I will never set foot in that city again. And I loved New York back in the day, back in the 80s and 90s. That was
it's no
great
longer
city.
like the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies.
No.
Oh God, that just aged me so much right there.
Right, let's take a look. Take a look at this. I'm just going through my saved. This is because this happened to me. All right. I hope you guys can hear this.
Can we make an order? We're paying cash. If we're not, no, we need to make an order because we're paying cash. You could do it with cash. Yes. I don't want to. I'll go someplace else. Thanks. Bye.
I think I'm gonna have to go.
Right,
I'll say ya.
Thank you very much.
I don't blame her at this point. I don't blame her.
I don't like using those things either.
Well, half the time they don't work.
So, all right. So in addition to the, give you guys a little bit more of the inner. And by the way, thank you, Litholdus, for jumping on. But this exact thing happened to me last Friday. Mother D is pretty old. Mother D is 88, and after last Friday's ER visit, which I kind of had to take, I took her and was there the whole time. They found something which probably says Mama D's not going to be seeing Christmas next year, which is sad, but in the same respect, 88. We love Mama D, great life. But I'm coming back from the hospital. I drop Mama D off and I go to Taco Bell. It's like 11 at night. They're still open. I'm like, cool, but I just want to go in there and just get 3 tacos supreme and just veg, because I've been in a hospital literally for 6 hours in an ER. And I got this exact same thing. A woman came up, the cash register was right there. And she said, you have to use the thing. And I was like, can't I just give you my order, and just pay you? I said, I'll even use a credit card. She's like, no, after 11, you have to use the kiosk thing. And I'm like, oh, little light bulb went off. That's the way our society's going. This is how they're dealing with people not wanting to work in places like this.
So actually, I actually know about that. Apparently, past a certain time, automatically it just shuts off. Like they physically can't do anything with it. It won't let them. It'll shut off and tell them they can't do it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's automatic.
Oof.
I could see them maybe doing that because to deter robberies, so nobody has access to the till, because that's becoming more and more and more common. And the fact that people are robbing convenience stores and freaking fast food places just shows that we need a really better level of criminal in this society at this point.
To be honest,
kind of sad.
To be honest, it's fucked up, but I don't think that would actually deter a robber. I think that's just going to piss them off and make the situation even worse.
Yeah,
because
very
they're
possibly.
definitely not. Because like some average sub 70 IQ dipshit robbing a McDonald's is probably not going to believe this worker telling them that they can't open it. And that's just a bad situation right there.
You're not dealing with a high end criminal for somebody who's going to risk that beyond 30 cameras for maybe $100, $200.
I have to address the allegation. Somebody said in the chat, Double D, address the allegations against you. He said it like 15 times before I blocked him. Yes, I admit it. I am the sexiest man over 50 on the internet. It's tough. I know it's tough. There you
could
go.
have used that to say something absolutely crazy, like, "Yes, I did strip completely naked and ran through the snow in Central Park in New York City." You could have just gone off the rails with that, just for the hell of it.
You know, sometimes you just,
Mystery Science Theater, they'd always call back to this one movie, The Beatniks, I think it was called, where this crazy guy goes, "I killed that fat barkeep." I was going to do that. Just trying to figure out what allegations.
Maybe it's got something to do with that fat Jake cuck. He's always bitching about you. So.
Oh yeah, if you're talking about Jake and his fat, dumb, ugly OnlyFans thought of a girlfriend, I stand on that. He is a lover of children, based on one of his tweets. Let's just say that, and she is a dummy. So if they are associated with them, good riddance. I actually had that video because I know he did another one on me. Sometimes I feel
so many on you.
I know. I almost feel like honored because I'm looking. He's got like guys like the Quartering, Shadiversity. I'm like Ben Shapiro, and then all of a sudden, like there's my ugly mug in there, and I'm like, oh man, I'm in pretty good company.
Listen, that dude scrapes the bottom of the barrel so bad. I learned this watching Kino Casino like a year and a half ago. He spends 90% of his time fighting with some random late-stage alcoholic called Lord of Patriarchy who he just tries to shit talk while this guy's getting absolutely fucking hammered on stream. And it is funny shit to watch. Like, it's really funny shit to watch.
Do you guys want to watch his video on me? I do have it queued up. Do you think it's worth it? Formable?
It's possible. It's fun to dunk on him, but listening to him talk makes me want to stick a shotgun in my mouth.
I remember someone, it's an old video, but someone did a video about like the far right to the TTRPG hobby at one point, and I stopped listening to it after like 2 minutes because I'm like, oh my fucking god, this was so cringe.
Yeah. He is such a loser. He admits he smokes pot all day long. He admits that he can't get off. Well, here, I'll just why am I telling you? Why am I telling you this? These are the only two things you need to know about actual Jake.
Does he also have a love for socialism and femboys?
Oh, I would think so. Yeah, this is Jake. Jake is not a child sexuality expert. He is a degenerate, and he is really interested in when children had their first thoughts about sexuality. Huh, that's interesting. Here's his dumb OnlyFans thought, who's just as bad. Like she cuts his videos down like from the live stream, like he's too lazy to do that, so he gets her to do that. But not only that, if I haven't put a collar on you, don't call me sir. Have you considered that the collar makes me bleep good? So he can only achieve satisfaction by treating her like a dog, and she sticks around. So that this is the world's saddest couple on the internet. Just to imagine having to explain this to like your aunt or uncle, or heaven forbid, your grandmother. Oh yeah, I lead my girl around with a dog collar.
God, it's so fucking performative.
Oh, all right, I won't pussyfoot around, chat. We're gonna have to address the big drama that's happening.
All right, so look at that. He is in his 30s. Look at that fucking hairline.
That's rough.
That is rough, because he'll tell people like, "Oh, this guy's an old boomer." You'll probably hear it. He's an old boomer.
No,
Is
see,
that
one of
just
my
weird
favorite, one of my
lighting,
favorite
or has he
things.
got like the radioactive hair dye thing going on?
Bisexual lighting, I think. See, one of my favorite things though is when he was bitching about one of your segments, talking about him, and you were pulling up D&D art. The first thing he says when you pull up some really nice, it was like Larry Elmore stuff. He's like, "Oh man, but these are old." And that's it. No other criticism. Just it's old.
That's the thing. Like the last couple times he's like done a video on me, I'm like, this is really just stupid, because he uses me as like a hook, and then he just kind of goes off on tangents about something else, and I'm like, this isn't even like really about me, other than him to say like, "Oh, look at him, he's old, he's pathetic, he's divorced."
Yeah, that's what all these like fucking bread tuber washouts do. They take one random point, they extrapolate your entire fucking worldview out of one random point they've misinterpreted, and just go into some insane tangent about it from there.
Yeah. I said, Mrs. D is like, I keep having to tell her, I'm like, yeah, I said, like, there is this loser who is bound and determined to think that we're like divorced, and she just shakes her head. She's like looking at me like, why did you voluntarily enter this world?
No,
I have no good answer, dear. I'm sorry.
Big drama. I have
It's
been
funny.
responded.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, when he and his lady are doing it, she's probably thinking, "Oh, I wish this was Double D instead of this."
Jesus Christ!
I wouldn't do that with your dick.
It's like leave the shades on.
Yeah, I mean that it does. It looks like he has like radiation poisoning there.
He's got some jaundice going on.
Yeah, it's like, oh.
To in video by none other than Divorced and Dragons.
Can I legally sue him for saying I'm divorced when I get my wife is literally upstairs? Divorce.
So if you're gonna have digs at somebody, at least have good ones. Like, what is this weak shit? Like this weak shit you got?
I know.
Like, have some balls and say something mean, you pussy.
I told him
to have balls first.
I called him out yesterday because I just found this video. I'm like, oh, I'll give him a little Christmas greetings, season's greetings. So I just said, I hope you and your dumb, fat, ugly OnlyFans thought are, having a great Christmas. And immediately he starts responding, and then like the saddest
serious posting at you.
Yeah, the saddest thing is one of his Jannies on Twitter started to sack up for him, and he has in his Twitter bio that he is a Janny.
Oh my
actual
God.
Jake. And I'm like, how low? Like the actual Jake is low on the food chain, but how low do you have to be to advertise that you're one of his Jannies? In the
I'm
chat.
gonna put it in my bio. I'm one of Jake's
Long-
washers. Like,
Yeah.
out of here.
Come on.
Wait, he said he's like mad on Twitter like 3 weeks ago, and he's like, "I'm gonna make a video on you," and here it is. It's happening finally. He took his Metamucil. He grabbed his fucking stolen valor hat. He took
his stolen valor hat. What is that? Does he not recognize where this hat comes from?
Of course he doesn't. The weed has fucked up his perception. He's been doing it so long.
Yeah, it's from Outland. You fucking retard. Good movie. You should watch.
He took his. I knew a guy in the Coast Guard or something. I don't even fucking know. He put on his sunglasses so that he could hide behind them a little bit. He put himself in a little tiny box. And here we are. I'm in the thumbnail. I guess I could show you the thumbnail live, I believe.
So the question
there he
is
is.
he watching now, or you think he's going to catch this later? Because you know he's going to see it.
Yeah, he has too many little like I think one of them was in the chat. So I think yes. I think he'll get word. Yeah, and the little brush fire feud will continue. I don't want to do an actual video on him because like my regular, the regular audience would be like, why are you doing this? So it's all like a live stream. Whenever we do this, it has to be on a live stream. So
there he is. Ooh, an old one. Wearing the Gryffindor? This must have been fucking a while.
But you look really good there, Jake. Really good. Good Lord. Imagine being the chick who looks at him, that picture on the left there, Mr. Gryffindor, and being like, yeah, that's the guy I want to lead me around with a dog collar.
Oh boy, I can't wait to go home and have this fat fucking grunting pig on top of me.
Yeah, he probably thinks she has like mushrooms, like he's one of those truffle pigs.
Oh, he's like Ethan Ralph. I see. He does a little truffle hunting.
Yeah, yes.
He probably has bigger
Not too
boobs
bad,
than his
though.
girlfriend
I got that out of the
does.
loot crate a long time ago. I disavow the Gryffindor shirt. It's still in my closet, but actually, maybe it's not. Wizards of the Coast using AI. New PHP ready to go. RPG drama update plus actual. Jake attacks. I attacked. All right, I'm going to roll to attack. Are you ready? Got my D20s right here. My clackies.
Those are D10s, but go on.
They're his clackies. His clackies.
Here, I got a D20 he can have. Just let me stand right still. Let me see if this hits you perfectly square in the face.
This guy is such a dope. Oh my Lord.
Absolutely A-Lord. Edgelord
Let's
A1.
go. All right, that's a hit, buddy. That's a hit, buddy. Sorry about it. Okay, I wanted to show you this because if you look back just a second ago, what happens is when he watches somebody on stream or whatever,
oh man,
he puts up their like channel thing at the bottom, and he's like, "This is the video I'm doing." Let's see what he does.
I'm not even gonna give him a little shout out. Let's well, I'll tell you what, let's set this up a little bit.
I'm not even gonna give him a shout out. I'm in your title, bro. I make him so mad.
You can tell when
it'll
he's
be on the
seething,
screen.
'cause he always tries to play it like a joke. You can see it in his eyes when he's on screen when he's like fucking livid.
Yeah,
this is not somebody that it's hard to rile up.
Is it too late to pull up another Condor video instead?
We'll see if there's anything here. If there isn't, I actually do have another Condor one. All right, we'll go a little bit here. If it's, but yeah, mad. No. Irritated a little bit, and to be fair, like he could sit there and lie like that he doesn't. Obviously I irritate him because what's he doing here? I mean, look, what we're both doing is we're just farming each other for content, which is fine. I mean, I don't care. Like I said, if he wants to keep it going, I'll keep doing this and calling your girlfriend fat, ugly, and stupid. And if that's the way you want to keep going,
anyway, you can't help it.
There's a YouTuber. Actually, I think he's more like a Twitch streamer, and then his OnlyFans girlfriend cuts his videos for him.
That's right, she does.
Who has taken it? He just admits that's right. She does. I'm too lazy to do it. He streams Monday through Friday. That's it. Interesting.
An interest? Is it an interest? Oh, kind of.
Now,
little bit
long-time
of
listeners of
Maybe
the
you can wake
show
up.
will remember actual Jake.
Cornholio.
The great Cornholio.
Okay. Cornholio. Got me, dude. Fucking, was that Ren and Stimpy? No, Beavis and Butthead? That's fucking owned from like 1992, I guess.
There he is.
That's me. That's actually me right there. Shout out Dan Rossi Draws. Cool artist. Brushes about
living
this life through the mist at her leisure. Okay.
I'm just trying to like jump ahead here.
So if she feels sexy, she throws up some pictures and people pay her for the pleasure. That's not how she pays the bills. I think it makes you very uncomfortable.
Oh, he's talking about his OnlyFans stuff.
That's what Sarah's like. She just has her titties out, just fucking chopping up videos, bro. Chopping them up. editing them to make you look bad, buddy. Actually, you know what she's doing? She's taking out my ums and mouth slaps and fucking pauses and donation sounds and trying to make it faster for YouTube audience. She's just taking out my deficiencies. She's gonna chop it up with her titties out. Scandalous like.
So she's the one doing all the work. And then she has to
She does do that work, yeah. But she's not doing this. This
Jake,
is
can I
work
pay
too.
for her to keep her shirt on, please?
He makes the fucking the Gigantor chick sound more appealing to be with than his own girlfriend of all people right now. Forget Ooga Chaka, Ooga Chaka.
She definitely does a lot of that work, and then I pay the bills doing this, and she gets to keep the money doing the editing. Yeah,
this is actual work for him. Like
This is Wish Destiny we have right now. This is Wish Destiny.
Yeah.
Wish.com Destiny. Oh, that's rough.
I couldn't imagine like what he's making. Like I know what I make, and I can kind of use that as a gauge. I understand he's on Twitch too.
Well, nobody watches him, so it can't be much. You know, the whole bread
Yeah.
trend is pretty much dead at this point.
Yeah,
And
this
he,
is
he was
a
never high earners.
Yeah, this is a side hustle. Yeah, I mean, make a little money to keep the channel going. Buy a couple RPG related things. I love it. But like, if I had to do this to like live off of, holy shit! I mean, you're not doing that unless you're like the Quartering or Nerdrotic or somebody like that.
And I love his whole defense. It's like, she's not just a whore. She does other stuff too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. She's not just a whore. She's a whore with skills.
The last time this guy was relevant was like years back. I remember when the whole YouTube atheism thing was big. He used to read chick tracts with his one buddy. I can't remember.
Yeah, Hugo.
Yeah, I think that was it.
Who
I remember like a decade and a half ago at this point, I used to watch that shit when I was bored.
He would.
Oh, same here.
Yeah, he. What the hell happened? Like he had a falling out. He kept saying that. I don't know what the fuck Hugo's name is, Helen or whatever the fuck Hugo is now. Hugo is trans now.
I didn't know about that.
Yep. But he had a huge video. You should look it up. How he had to cut Hugo off from his life because Hugo or whatever it is now kept harassing him
from a distance. On him.
Is that like harassing in quotations or like actual harassment?
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. Like he made it seem like, oh my God, like he's been like stalking me or something like that. I think it was like a couple of like messages where this poor person was just saying like, I've been in love with you. You know, obviously the person's gay and doesn't know how to, handle things. But
well, I mean,
like him and his horrible, ugly, stupid girlfriend made a whole video on how they were just being run through the ringer by this person.
Yeah,
and it was so sad.
Weird. That's kind of a weird thing to blow up on somebody over because of it. Like, listen, like I've been in a similar situation where somebody's like, "Hey, I kind of feel a certain way about you," and it's like, "Hey, I'm flattered, but that's not really my thing." Sorry. That's really that's all that has to be. I don't see why you need to blow that up into some weird.
It's a weird thing to make public. It's a very weird thing to make public.
Well, is Big Vic calling us Cutcast, or is he calling actual Jake Cutcast? That's what I'm trying to understand right now. I just saw that comment.
Cuckcast, probably him. I'm hoping. Let's continue.
That's why you should go to the YouTube channel, by the way. If you're on the YouTube channel right now, I mean, you should obviously subscribe immediately.
Hustle her ass on OnlyFans.
She hustles her ass on OnlyFans? When was her last upload to OnlyFans? She does that at her leisure, okay? So if she feels sexy, she throws up some pictures and people...
I like so she's a lazy whore.
Yeah.
Okay. No, okay.
I love how he just casually is like, yeah, when she feels the need, she takes off her clothes for other men.
You can't even be a dedicated, like you can't even be a whore with some work ethic at least. Come on, if you're gonna commit, at least commit to this. Put some effort in, a little bit of gumption.
Okay. Whore with a work ethic. That's very oxymoronic.
We'll pay her for the pleasure. That's not how she pays the bills. I think it makes you very uncomfortable, though. I'm sure your wife would do just fine on all.
I thought I was divorced. Come on, Jay, you got to keep your story straight here, buddy.
I can't quite elaborate on why, but every time he says pleasure, I skeeve in a way that is difficult to put into words.
This is one of the creepiest guys. Like, if you met him in person, like your skin would crawl. Like, yeah.
Oh yeah.
He just turned to you with that glowing forehead, and just the vibes coming off of this dude. Oof.
This is the kind of guy that wants you to know about all the weird shit he's into within a 5-10 minute conversation. He'll find a way to slip it in there. That wasn't supposed to be a double entendre, but I think it works here.
Yeah, he's like that farm in Sin City. Like, bad things have happened there. I mean,
OnlyFans.
And this lazy ass just eats and smokes pot.
What do you mean just eats and smokes pot? I actually cook and smoke pot, sir. I do the shopping, for instance. I do the cooking. I clean the kitchen. I cut the lawn.
And convert food into shit,
I'm
you know,
dead.
That's what I do.
Yes, I do the cooking. Yes, I do the cleaning.
She does the editing.
Addie?
And the fucking.
I do lots of stuff. I'm big and responsible.
And streams.
I do
Probably
stream.
plays video games, I'm sure.
I play some videos. I play a few video games, but I'm not much of a gamer. Like, I play like MLB The Show. And sometimes on stream I play Baldur's Gate, but Sarah's more of the gamer. Close!
Oh, and he plays a little D&D too.
Play a lot of D&D. We play a weekly D&D campaign that I've been DMing for 5 years.
I would, if any of you guys have ever heard or seen of a video of him doing like a live play on D&D.
Oh, that would be painful.
I would want to. I wanted to see that. Yeah.
I mean, there's definitely a thing.
See what he's got.
Did you get this one?
We'll see what he's got.
What you looking for? See
His
what
baseball jersey.
His baseball
I
jersey?
follow him on Twitter. I think he's a Detroit guy. I know he likes the Lions.
Yep. So that's Miguel Cabrera, the baseball jersey.
Crazy Mouse kind of likes the Lions too.
Caspera? I'm trying to read what that says.
It says Cabrera. Caspera.
I don't know.
These are sweltering speeds for you two to podcast at. Can you guys pull?
Obviously.
Yeah. Well, his background is like so dark. It's like a dungeon. I mean, ugh.
Not one I want to go adventuring.
Yeah. This is what happens, unfortunately. It's like you get the promise of like, ooh, he's really going to take it out. I mean, he just kind of goes through and like, oh, is this all you got? Hey, you guys, you're not very smart.
It's very low energy. You know, the bands are weak, energy's low, the dopamine is not there.
I mean,
It's very pathetic.
I guarantee he's been smoking pot like all day. Let me go like halfway through. We'll see if it gets any better.
Because I'm waiting for the interesting tidbits, and I'm just hearing nothing but banter. I'm just like, where's the good shit?
Yes.
Like, why would you embarrass yourself like this? What a freak.
Thought there'd be
It's
more
like the
personal
left-wing
attacks, Jake.
equivalent of Andy
Why?
Kaufman.
What?
Fuck.
See, I mean, I'm not married to an OnlyFans chick, if that's what you're asking. I mean,
Well, I mean, in fact, what you just uttered was part of the problem, part of the calculus towards the why you have a bad personality thing. Yeah. I can't believe you're so mad about Sarah. It's just crazy. You're so butthurt because you probably argued with her on Twitter and you want to like
Jake. It's a weakness. It's a chink in your armor. I know I can get to you and wind you up by calling what's her name, Sarah, fat, stupid, and ugly, because she is. That's all there is to it. I mean, it's nothing more. I got nothing personal against Sarah there. She's just fat, stupid, and ugly.
drag her in or something. Do you want to make a video about her? Go ahead. Bring up some tweets and we can talk about it.
See those hands, Jake?
What is wrong with you? I cannot believe you. Did someone tell you once that you had like big hands and you're like, yeah, hell yeah.
He's like the commentary equivalent of elevator music.
I don't even know if you do, man.
Just
I don't
so
care.
nothing,
I don't know
you
why you would give a shit. That's fucking weird. That's just fucking creep shit. I don't know. Sure. I'm very happy for you, or I'm sorry. I don't know. Observe my man hands. Shows the softest little boy hands ever. I know, right?
Oh, they're mad because I forgot about this. Like, his hands got exposed. He has like the tiniest little hands like you'd ever want to see. We'd have to go back, but trust me, they're like little mini hands. Oof. Yep, he's so owning me. All right. Should we pull the plug on Jake?
Yeah.
No mas.
Actually, are there any points in the video where you can see the most watched part? Maybe if that's there, that's where he says something entertaining.
It's not on you. I didn't like. It's not being shown on YouTube. I just downloaded the video. So
Yeah. You also have to assume that people actually stayed long enough to watch those parts of this video.
I mean, he doesn't do like his videos on me. For me, would be pretty good. He gets like maybe 9,000-10,000. But keep in mind, he's got like 30,000 subs. You know, I've only got like maybe.
People always click on the drama shit.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna. I hope I didn't get rid of people. If I just got rid of somebody.
I don't know. This video only has 9K views. That's pretty much nothing.
Yeah. If I got rid of anybody, you can come back in.
Oh,
Sorry.
he just Doctus came back in.
Yep, there we go.
Technical flub there.
Technical. And then
or maybe my computer was just so sick of him.
Yeah.
Like, no, abort.
Peace out.
Like, we only wish he had been.
Yeah, so I guess it'll continue. He'll probably respond to this, and then, like I said, the little Cold War will continue. But
at least Condor has some moxie, you know.
I was you. I would demand a higher quality of ball hanger than this. Like,
I know. I was thinking that. To be fair, I'm still sub 7,000. I tell you what. By the end of next year, when I get over 10 grand, and I will, I will demand a better quality of enemy than Jake. Jake, you will just not do it. I will step up my game.
Make a video firing him.
Start doing those freaking Dungeons and Discourse clickbait videos like she always likes to do.
Oh God.
Yeah, Big Vic. This is his girlfriend's house. She bought it from OnlyFans. Yeah, probably. Yeah. Yeah. What can you do? What can you do? We'll go through my ex favorites a little bit here, and then we'll call it a night. I hope you guys are enjoying. If you are enjoying, Crazy Mouse isn't here to remind me. Hit that like button, won't you? Boom.
Hit that like and subscribe and ring that little bell, as they say.
And make sure you do the same on Rumble as well, because that's also a really good platform as well that needs more loving.
Yeah, there's the 5 people who are on Rumble right now. Be sure to do that too.
Well, get your lady friend on it.
That's right. All right, so if you've been around some of the young ladies these days, they seem to have a bit of an attitude. I don't know if you guys have noticed. Do you know who this is?
Can't say I do.
I feel like I probably may have seen her on Instagram or something, but it's not ringing the bell.
This is Tim Waltz's daughter.
Oh
no. All right.
Excuse me. I must be doing anything else.
Here we go.
So I wouldn't normally respond to comments like this, but
she's getting wound up over somebody saying, "Whoa, relax."
Really quick, Double D, what's that comment she's responding to say? Because I can just barely read it on my screen.
It says, "Whoa, relax, LMAO."
Okay.
Yeah, that's all. Somebody just said, you know how like it is, when somebody's trying to own you on like a message board or, social media, like calm down, LOL, or relax, LOL. Somebody did this to her, and she has a problem with it.
I just wanted to have a little conversation about it because
I hate it when they say that. I just want to have a little conversation about this.
Just a little conversation.
You're going to get hit with some HR bullshit spiel. Whenever anybody hits you with a line like that, that's what you're about to get.
Yes. I just want a little conversation. And you know who does this too, going back, is Jake. Whenever I wind him up on Twitter, he says, "Come on in, let's chat. Let's chat." It sounds so creepy.
You're talking like a boss who's going to chew you out for some really just minute bullshit that doesn't matter.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. All right. So Tim Waltz's daughter, she wants to have a little conversation.
Because you don't get to come onto someone's page, leave a hate comment, and then when they respond, tell them to relax. especially when it's a woman.
Yes, you can do that.
Especially when it's a woman.
Especially
Why?
like she's like it's a protected class. Like she's
somebody,
Are you a delicate
somebody
little
telling
flower, my
you
dear?
you're retarded is not carry more of an offense because you are a woman. That's retarded.
It's like, have the women not been saying for like the last decade that, oh, we want to be equal to men, and whenever we treat them equal to men, they're like, no, we don't want that now.
Exactly. Exactly. All right, let's continue.
I've had people tell me to calm down and to relax all the time for my whole.
I was gonna say because you probably need to.
I wonder
If
why.
everybody's telling you to calm down, maybe you should calm down.
So there's a pattern we've established.
Yes, a bit.
Whole life, and it typically seems to be a thing that men say to women. So there's that, which is just gross. But like,
gross.
Gross.
Gross. It's grody to the max. Ew.
It gives me an ick.
It's really yikes, yucky, icky, bad. I'm being a histrionic schizo, and people are telling me to calm down. That's not acceptable.
Why should I calm down? As fire rages from her eyes.
like it really is not okay that people on the internet, people with 0 followers, this guy happens to have his.
I love that little dig there. Like, I'm more popular than you because I was the daughter of perhaps one of the worst vice presidential candidates in history. I'm not even being like personal there. I'm not saying he's the worst guy ever, but certainly the worst vice presidential candidate in my lifetime. Easily.
I also love that sense of entitlement where it's like, oh, just because I post on the internet, you can't talk to me that way. It's the internet, sweetheart. People can talk to you however they want, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Did you just get here? This is day one of internet for you?
It's like the sense of entitlement is mind-boggling. She thinks that because she's a woman, nobody can respond to her, and also if you're beneath her, like if you have 0 followers or 1 follower, you can't talk to her. This is the kind of person who, if she ever did become more famous, she would make sure like nobody like looks her directly in the eye, like how Madonna does, like for her concerts, like her stipulations, like the help can't look at her. Like this is the kind of person that would do that. Complete psychopath.
Picture as his profile picture. Most of them don't. But of course, this one, it seems to be with his wife. Maybe you should tell your wife that you're hitting on other women's Instagram or.
So hitting on her is telling her to relax is now hitting on her.
It's like, can we drop the stigma that other women can't? Yeah. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt. It's like we need to drop the stigma that just because a man likes a woman's picture on Instagram, that it's not always a bad thing. It is in our nature to recognize generally attractive women, and the fact that women still go on about that whole liking other women's pictures thing this day just drives me up a wall sometimes.
Yeah, for sure. But when you're a complete narcissist, that's what happens. I mean, that's part of the game.
You'd think when you're a complete narcissist, you'd want people to like everything you put up. And I mean, you do, but you also want to complain about it because you're a narcissist. So,
exactly.
Oh, yeah. It's Schrodinger's feminist.
Yeah. It's amazing how the people of equality are so class obsessed too.
Yes. Oh, why do you think they're all commies too? Yeah, I mean,
it's absolutely amazing.
The real reason they're
gets
commies
ushered
is because they're.
When communism gets ushered in, like they don't ever picture themselves like tilling the fields or anything like that. They're the ones that in the Politburo deciding who lives and who dies.
Yeah, no, these are the useful idiots who will, I don't know, maybe make up some commissars if they're lucky, but most of them will just get shot into a ditch somewhere as the revolution marches on past them.
Yeah, exactly.
I was exactly just about to say that. I couldn't agree more. They're going to be the first ones up against the wall.
Yeah, but they're too stupid to realize it. But in their minds, they're thinking like, oh yeah, I'm gonna have it made once we win. It's like, honey, just look at history. What happens to people like you? The people who end up taking power after a revolution like that, they don't
need you anymore.
Yeah.
In fact, you're a huge liability because you're a troublemaker.
Yep. Who needs revolutionaries when the revolution is over?
TikToks. I'm sure you're on my Instagram saying stuff too. but like this is a trend, and then they come on and they leave these hate comments, and then when people respond, they play the victim.
Oh yeah, she has room to talk there. You mean like you're doing right here, playing the victim? Come on.
I love that neck swivel.
I'm.
Yes. I love the Minnesota accent too. Come on. Oh, come on.
I'm not understanding the audacity of people to do this on like creators or people's pages. Like, I didn't do anything to you, and you leaving this comment, it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. Go focus on your family. Seriously.
She made a whole video on this guy, so he clearly got under her skin. Here's Kathy Hockul taking a lot of pictures. This was, I think, maybe the day after she posted this. That poor woman got burned alive. How safe the subway is. Good Lord.
Who is this again?
That's the governor of New York.
Okay, so someone I don't care about.
Yeah. But telling you how safe the subways are, literally either as that woman is being burned to death or like this, she was taking these pictures, these publicity photos right
A
after.
fiery but mostly peaceful train ride.
Exactly. Yeah, that one didn't age so well.
Oh, I love this one too. All right. This is the weight czar for the San Francisco Health Department. On the right.
Wait, is it actually called that? Is weight czar the real title of the job?
I don't know. I'm going to go with it. I'm going to go with it.
Where do you see?
Go ahead. Oh, yeah.
I wasn't going to say anything.
See the intersection. Really, what is your definition of health?
Yeah, that's really complicated, right? I think I want to talk about that question, but I want to start by saying that, no one has to be healthy. No.
So the leader of the health department says nobody has to be healthy. Unbelievable. Like, this is, people say all the time, like, oh, we're living in like clown world. I mean, this is what it looks like. You have a health department head who says nobody should be healthy. Nobody has to be healthy.
Wait. So is the girl the weight czar, or is the guy the weight czar? Which one is that referring to?
The fat girl.
Yes, I also remember the Russians doing very particular things to czars at the time, so I don't know if that's a proper title.
Well, it's one of those like border czar and that. It's become common nomenclature, I guess.
Oh, so right? Like, I mean, it's like, no, like there is no governing body that's like out there putting, you know what I mean? It's like no one owes anybody that.
What is your PT score?
Nobody owes anybody. Good Lord. I mean, she's obviously a little bit overweight. I mean, not horrible, but probably not a picture of health. My weight czar would be a little bit, they'd be a little bit more tight. That's all I'm saying. A little more tight.
The traditional sense of the word, or any other more innovative or, more politicized, maybe even version of that word. So I think it's important to say, like,
drink her in, fellas. Drink her in.
Again, I would rather have Gigantor than her at this point. Ooga chaka, ooga chaka.
Oh my Lord.
And I want to back up and bring in intersectionality and say, like, right, like, look at the disabled community, right? Like, I think people with disabilities and activists within that space have consistently been saying, like, I'm never going to be your notion of healthy. That doesn't mean I don't get to be a full human. You get to treat me some kind of way.
It's so disingenuous.
You're
treating people
humans. What are you talking about?
Like people who are like, get paralyzed or something. She's comparing it to people who just choose not to live, a healthy life.
I like how she's been going for almost a minute straight and has said absolutely nothing. Just this corpo HR speak. Say something, anything of value at all. Just anything.
Yep, for sure.
as someone like myself who is autistic AF, my mental disability is nowhere like someone not wanting to be healthy weight-wise. I could easily take off my shirt and do the truffle shuffle without problem because I'm not a skinny guy at all. But I mean, I try to work out. I'm physically active at my job because I stack boxes all day. So I'm physically active. So I like to think I'm doing something to kind of alleviate it a little bit. But the whole, when they try to do like, oh, being unhealthy and having a disability is the same thing. The fuck it's not.
Well, it's like, it's one of those things too. Like, first of all, does San Francisco really need a health, do they need like a health czar in this way? I mean, I know they need certain areas, if something happens, they need somebody to respond.
No.
But do they need somebody like this to tell people, well, nominally it would be to stay healthy. That, to me, that would almost be a waste of taxpayer money, but it's almost even more insidious to hire somebody like this for God knows how much money to say, don't be healthy, which she seems to be encouraging. It's crazy.
What they really need, they need a health Fuhrer to be like, Nine, stop shitting in the street!
We got to get the pooping Fuhrer to remind people not to shit outside.
It's like, pick up your needles off the grass!
Right. And so I think that I love taking that principle within disability rights to fat activism and to understandings of fatness. So I want to start there, right? Like, no matter what size you are, you don't owe anybody else your health. But I mean, for me, right, like in an ideal world there wouldn't be health-based gatekeeping at all.
What does that mean? What the fuck does that mean?
Her breasts look like they're a part of her stomach.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't even, you couldn't pay me to see that, to see what's going on under the hood there.
What's the one clip from Seinfeld? I'm not ashamed of my body. That's the problem. You should be.
Yes. I don't know if you guys saw this chart, the number of Democrat faculty members for every Republican in 25 academic fields. If you want to see the least woke, it is engineering, chemistry. Even from engineering to chemistry, there's a jump. But if you want the ones that are probably the least woke, engineering for sure, chemistry, econ, I don't know what professional is, mathematics, physics, computers.
Yeah, but those
and
are still like 5 and 6 to 1.
Yeah, yeah. It's like it's insane. It's like still 5 to 1, but yeah, they are quote unquote the least woke. But then, holy shit, psychology, which go figure, history, of course, and philosophy. I'm surprised philosophy is not higher. But how does biology 20 to 1? How is there that big of a difference in biology? Incredible.
Is that where all the lesbian dance theory people went to after they graduated?
I guess.
The life sciences have always skewed female, so that's probably a very big point.
Yeah, that's a good point. Classics, 27 theater. I'm surprised theater isn't higher. Music and art, of course. But then we get into like English, religion. Why is religion? I mean, I guess it just depends on what religion they're talking about now. Anthropology, 0 Republicans. Anthropology was 56 to 0 in the study or the poll. Communications, which we all know, this is CNN, this is MSNBC, this is everything you read up until the last couple years. 108 to 0. That is how skewed the communications departments are in colleges.
I think we're going to see that start to slowly decline over this next year with how much is viewership, because if you listen to a lot of like people talk about viewer count, CNN's dropping in views, MSNBC's dropping in views. No one's watching a lot of mainstream media anymore these days, so we may see that number
It's
drop.
been that way. It's been that way for a couple of years now. Nobody watches those people. Ironically enough, Fox News is the most watched news network on TV, or at least it was.
Yeah.
But I mean, even then, viewership numbers for actual cable news are pitiful. Nobody watches them. They're propped up.
Yeah.
They have their hands in so many things that money.
The viewership they have are like very old people who are going to die off.
Yeah, it's old people. Geriatrics.
Yep. A couple of good points here from Pundit. They probably mean religious studies, not theology. Yep. Yeah,
And I bet you there's no Christianity in that study whatsoever.
Well, there probably is, but it's probably very like deconstructionist type shit because that's what we need more of in the world.
Jesus was a socialist, that kind of crap, probably.
Yeah, yeah. Anthropology probably includes gender studies. Yeah, either that or biology, and that would explain like the jump in biology too. So yeah, that probably matches up. A porch for $5. Fat activists are the only activists that can't be quote unquote too active, or they'll fail. Yeah, exactly.
Not wrong.
Exactly. Good point. Good point.
It is also worth taking into account that, well, yeah, it does say, you know, these are percentages of people who identify as Democrats. It doesn't specify how, like, what kind of Democrats they are. So there is also that to take into account too.
Yeah. At the upper end, they're probably a little bit more normal.
Yeah, you can definitely make assumptions with like the theater people. Obviously, like you can make assumptions with that.
Well, I think you can only be so normal in that environment. I don't think the university system is going to survive the century, and it doesn't really deserve to. It's a medieval institution. We should move to an all trade school model.
Yeah.
And
Cal just
mudding
in the
problems.
Thank you, Cal, by the way, for checking in. Hope you had a good Christmas there, buddy.
Yeah, the system's going to have to change pretty heavily or just die because the way they do things is just very old school, ironically enough.
Yeah. It's a medieval institution, which made sense when you had a couple dozen literate people in your country.
Yes. Yep. I think we're back to where we were last week. This is that piece that I didn't love, but I kind of liked.
Better than what's in the current D&D book, for sure.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. This is much better.
I'd call it passable. It's very bland to me, you know.
It is, but it's like if this was in an old book, you're right. This would kind of be bland. But nowadays, it's like, oh, if the new player's handbook had something like this, I'd be like, oh, this is one of the better pieces in it because at least there's a little story going on here.
Bar's pretty low. Like I've commissioned character art for games that look better than this.
Yeah. Like the guy on the left hand side there playing the guitar or whatever. He's like levitating off of that chair, kind of. Yeah. But still, not bad.
Yeah. Christmas gift to myself as I bought Dragon Warriors, the British TTRPG in the book, and the art in that is 100 times better than what is in current D&D books.
I actually picked up earlier.
Nice.
Yep.
I actually earlier today picked up some of the RuneQuest stuff because I really like that game. I've never gotten the chance to play it, but I like the setting. I really dig like the Bronze Age fantasy world, and the art they got for the new edition is fantastic, like amazing. Really, really does hit like the vibe they're going for.
I picked up the box set at Gen Con this year, just to get a little taste, and then I did get Mithras. I think Black Lodge was talking about it. I'm like, I'll just take a flyer and get that. It's that whole the percentage system. You either like it or you don't. Like some people love. Like I know Sandy Peterson loves it. He doesn't. When he plays fantasy, I know he said it's that kind of stuff. It's not class based, but I can take it or leave it. It's okay.
I'm a big fan of the D100 systems. Like Warhammer Fantasy, the second edition is my go-to for fantasy stuff. D100 is just the way to go.
It definitely has advantages. I still probably, just because I've been doing it so long, I would just default to the class-based. I know it's not perfect, but Mercurius, my ear trumpet, has been struck by lightning for $5 Australian. The early Dragon Warriors game books were terrific in the 1980s. Oh, there you go. Maybe you can track those down.
This one, it compiles of the stuff from those original six paperback books from the 85 and 86 it shows. So, yeah.
Gotcha. Wayne Brack, $10. Thank you very much, sir. Can I get his info? I want him to be my DM. Who are we talking about there?
Jake or Condor?
Jake, Condor, yeah. Specify and I'll keep an eye out.
I would not mind running a game for Condor just to see what kind of stupid shenanigans he would try to pull at the table.
Oh, I don't know, man. He might jump over that table and fucking throttle you.
Then brag about it. He did
You're
my
hit
character
for 4
wrong.
damage. You're dead to me.
Exactly. You're done. Yeah. Disco showing up late. to the party,
Woo, let's
but he's
go.
still here. $5. How you doing, brother? Dog brothers and sword sisters missed the announcement, so I'm late to the party. That's all right. It's an off night, so no biggie. Hope you all had a great Christmas and are having a good end of the year. We are, and we hope that you are too, my friend. Stay safe. And thank you very much for the super chat. Much appreciated. Yeah, I was watching some Kolchak. I'm going to assume that's Carl Kolchak, INS, aka the Night Stalker. Good show. As far as RuneQuest, I don't know. I don't think I've ever played it. I don't know if I'll ever play it. There's just more games in front of it right now. But for a read, it was okay. I tell you guys, I'm really digging this One Ring game.
I've heard good things about that. I haven't seen it myself, but everyone I know who's looked at it it's good stuff.
For a licensed property, it's not bad. The rules probably a little clunky in some areas. Haven't run anything with it yet, but I'm hoping to. Just doing a little side thing. But
have any of you guys gotten the chance to play that Blade Runner RPG? I've heard good things, but I've never played it.
I have the box set. Have not played it.
I've heard good things, haven't played either. And because we're talking about the One Ring, I know because I saw someone post it. Bundle of Holding is doing a PDF sale. It's the One Ring core rules, One Ring Lore Master screen, and Strategy mode, and a couple other bonus things for like $8 right now off a Bundle of Holding website.
Oh, really?
Good
That's
for
a pretty good deal.
It's the second edition, and it's good for 13 more days. So.
Yeah,
maybe I'll take a look. I have actually now have most of the books. I don't have the screen, but if I want to get the screen, I would probably just order the screen. To have.
I just I got the PDF of Cities Without Number off of there the other day because that's one I've been looking into for a while. So doing that the good cyberpunk system.
Yeah, Joe saw that too.
Yeah, Joe, they are gorgeous, and then maybe that's why. Look, presentation is
Free League
a lot.
is good at that.
Yeah, Free League is really good, and that's it's like I kind of like Mithras. The rules were good, but one thing it lacked in a little bit was like the art. There wasn't enough of it, and the art that was there was okay. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't like knock your socks off good either. And you know what? People way underestimate the value of art in an RPG for a lot of people who are they're kind of visual people like me and a lot of others.
See, art is one of the most important things, and this might be controversial, but I think it can cover up a lot of big flaws in a book. Like you have nice art, I want to know what this world looks like. I need an image in my head. Again, that's one reason I like that RuneQuest game so much. Like when I'm thumbing through the core book, like the art's amazing. It conveys exactly what this world is like.
Yes. Yeah. It sets the tone, sets the mood. And I know there's a lot of people who are like, oh, come on, they're just rules, but it's like, well, okay, but I want to be inspired going through it. Greg Gillespie.
Exactly. You want the inspiration.
Yeah. Greg is like all about like, all right, this is an early D&D, kind of like a retro clone, his take on it. But he's like, I want to purposely evoke that old feeling that you got when you were, my age, 11, 12 years old, thumbing through the basic or expert set for the first time. And it does, when you look at Dragon Slayer, I mean, you do get a lot of that kind of stuff, with it's just chock full of stuff like that. And it's like, okay, this puts me in the mood. I want, I want to play this game. I want to run this game.
See, and for as simple as a lot of those early like D&D drawings, the art was, it's really hard to replicate. I've only seen a few people that can really like replicate the vibe of that art well.
Yeah, I'd say he had to go back to some of the original TSR artists, for some of that stuff. Now, some of them he's found a couple of good ones who I think can do that.
I think the biggest thing it comes down to is most artists nowadays are all digital. Like all that art was hand drawn. You kind of have to replicate that look. I don't think you can really do it digitally. Like if you can find me somebody who can digitally make art that looks like John Blanche, I'd be blown away. I don't think it's possible to do it.
Right. Yeah, it's important, but I understand also why some people, like the Red Room and that they have to go AI because it's not cheap either.
And a lot of them are really unreliable. Is the other thing. You're really rolling the dice when you deal with an artist that you don't know.
Yeah, that's why I'm, for my thing that I'm working on, I got a couple of good ones in Rogan. He's just really busy right now, but he's chipping away, and I got Wonky on it. So I think I'm going to be happy. I think everybody will be happy when it's ready. Just be patient.
I've got this one really good artist I actually commissioned at the moment for some stuff. Really nice, like classic pen, hand-drawn stuff. Very happy I found it.
Nice. Jimothy, 2 pounds. An apple a day keeps Dr. Schmidt away. Well, there you go. Thank you very much, Jimothy.
There's just something about the old school, because I've found myself I've been looking a lot more into like white box style, like TTRPGs. Like I just bought the white box version of Castles and Crusades over the holiday week. I bought that with a refund I got. And there's just something about the old school, just simple black and white TTRPG art that just stands out to me so much more. Like the colored stuff is still good. I'm not saying it's bad, but there's something about old school art that just hits for me.
Absolutely, yeah.
And I'm saying this as a millennial TTRPG player who started like late. I didn't start playing until 2019.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I'm here
I
saying
didn't grow up with any of that art, so it's not a nostalgia thing for me.
Yeah, I mean, look, there's something to be said for just a nice clean piece. You don't need full or even quarter page splashes, on every page. And I think I was talking about this to Wonky. I'm like, I just want little, figure drawings or like just a tiny little landscape, just something a little bit evocative, just to kind of throw in there to break up the text.
I think there's a lot of oversaturation with the like crazy flashy stuff too now. I think people are getting sick of it.
Yeah.
When half the book is like, and especially given how expensive a lot of these things are, when half of it's artwork, it can be
yeah, you want a good balance, but a good balance between the two. You don't want the art can't overpower everything. It's there to they complement each other. And that's people should just go back to those original books and just realize like, okay, how do we do this? Like I said, like Greg did it good with Dragon Slayer. It's a perfect balance between rules and artwork.
I would say Shadow Dark would also fit that category too, because it's a pretty decent book, but the artwork that's in it, it tells you the vibe of what this game's go for. It is Shadow Dark. It is fighting for your life type game.
Yeah, she paid for the art and she got her money's worth because the art does evoke the feel that she wants. DCC as well, Edgelord. Yeah, good point. DCC, they have their own style, and you can tell, like, you see something, you're like, oh, that's DCC right there. That's I know right away. That's in the
right off
DCC
the bat,
universe.
you can tell.
Yeah, so it's
And
like
that-
I
that's good.
love that. I mean, I love that games have a certain look and feel. It's hard to do, Like I said, I don't begrudge anybody using AI because sometimes you just have to, because art is expensive, and like I think Doc said, just sometimes the artists aren't. They either bite off more than they can chew, or they just aren't.
The real problem with it right now is the knee jerk, like hostile reaction a lot of people have to it. You're really limiting your audience by even using it. I think that'll change in the upcoming years, but right now I wouldn't do it simply for that reason.
Yeah, and it's kind of why because I have a smaller project, so I can afford to kind of not put just a ton of money into art. I can put a fair amount. But it still makes sense, financially. But a lot of people don't, like Pundit, with his Baptism of Fire book. I mean, I think that was pretty much all AI. It does look great. I mean, it's I'd say it's a good balance, a good use of AI art.
If you don't have the money for actual art, then AI is probably what you just kind of got to do. And even then, it's still probably like a last resort thing for me because of how pissed people get about it.
Yeah, it's like if you're doing a whole rule book, man, you're really taking a chance if you're paying an artist to do that, if you're going to get your money back. But AI for a whole rule book, yeah, you're cutting off some of your audience, but like in Pundit's case, he's probably they probably just figured like, well, those people aren't gonna. They probably wouldn't buy from me anyway. So, the people, my core audience would probably understand. So
it probably makes a big difference too if you already have an established audience that's not going to be bothered by that.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, absolutely.
That's why I'm such a big supporter of the Red Room, because it's just a couple doing it on their own, and they use AI, but they make a great game for what they have at their disposal. If it saves your pocketbook, go ahead and use the tools at your disposal. That's why I say.
Yes, absolutely. All right, guys. I'm going to say goodbye to you three amigos. Thank you for riding shotgun in the Crazy Mouse chair tonight. Crazy Mouse and Room chair.
No problem, man.
Always a blast.
We'll have to do it again sometime. Yeah.
Fun.
Yep.
Absolutely. Have a good one, man.
Yep.
Happy
You
New
guys.
Year, everybody.
Happy New Year, guys. Yep. All right. That is just me. What the heck? What is that? Oops. Good Lord. This, here we go. This EV Mux. They're just a tiny bit. Overall, I like them more than StreamYard. But it's just a little, it's like buying an off-brand product. You have to kind of get used to it at first. Jeff from Denkar, $5 Canadian. Just noticed the stream and wanted to wish you all Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. As for art, it needs to fit the setting and the system to work. Yeah, I agree, Jeffrem. Yep. Yeah, sorry you guys, some of you didn't get the notification. I probably should have committed a lot earlier to just say, hey, I'm going to be Thursday. But I kind of didn't know, and I, just, how it is. Holidays are a little crazy. So I hope I didn't miss anybody's super chat, did I, Cal? Or any, member comment? If I did, anybody, just let me know in this last couple of minutes. Because like I said, I'm not, this software should pick it up. But I think the only thing it doesn't pick up is the member comments, like so-and-so has been a member for 9 months, and then they can write essentially get a free super chat. Sometimes it doesn't do a good job. So, okay, not that I know of. Okay, good. And thank you again. Thank you, Cal, very much for always being here, buddy. I hope you had a great Christmas, and I hope you have a Happy New Year. As to all of you too. Yep, Mercurius, Joe, good to see all you guys. Jeffrem, you guys that popped right in at the end. Pundit, thanks for staying the whole time. Wow. That's right. It's not Wednesday, so it's not your normal. It's not your normal day. Chris's work on that. It was, yeah. It's perfect for the setting. Yeah. People should probably use that as an example of how to use like AI art as far as like quality and like quantity. It was perfect. Yeah, you guys really did a great job on that book. Yeah, sorry it didn't work out when you popped in. I don't. Maybe it was you who was echoing. I don't know. But yeah, we'll have to. I'll get you on sometime coming up here. All right. I think that is all the super chats. And I'm going to let you guys go. I don't know if Black Lodge has a stream tonight. I tried sending them a message on Twitter and they weren't responding. So maybe they are just busy with holidays or something. I wanted to see if they were. So I definitely didn't want to stream over them. But then in the same respect, it's already 9:20 and I've been on for 2.5 hours. And that is quite a while for post-Christmas. It's my technical incompetence. Sorry, we'll work through it. All right, guys. I'm going to say goodbye. You guys take care. No outro tonight. I'm just gonna we'll raw dog it out. I will probably not going to be able to fit in a video right away, but who knows? Maybe this weekend if I have time. I have a video out there detailing an NPC. If you haven't watched it or left a comment or anything, give it a watch. See what you like. If you do like it, comment on it. It's just about an NPC and a couple of his cohorts that you can use in your campaign. I don't know. Thought it would be a little different. It's a little step away from the culture war stuff. Like to do that ever so often. So if you can, take a look at that. Get that thing boosted. So I don't have to sit here and complain about Condor and Wizards of the Coast and Actual Joke all the time. Nobody wants to see that 24/7. All right, guys. Take care. Love y'all. Hope you all had a very Merry Christmas and a happy New Year to come. Stay safe. Remember, don't drive drunk. Call an Uber. That's it. We'll talk soon. Next week, I'll tell you what. Next week, I'll commit again right here because it'll be New Year's Day on Wednesday, our normal day. We'll just do it again Thursday. Just 7, probably just 7 to 9. And hopefully it'll fit right in. So we will talk to you guys probably then. So peace. Take care. Love y'all. Adios.